join together, they form a molecule. These atoms can be the same like in elements or can be different in compounds. So any two atoms join together, they make a molecule, okay? The molecule can be element if atoms are the same. A molecule can be compounds if the atoms are different. So this molecule here, we have it for a compound. How did we know? Because it has two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. The hydrogen and oxygen are different. So this molecule of water made of different kinds of atoms, and that's why we call it a compound. Okay? Water is a compound made of molecules. Can you see here? We have many molecules of water. Each molecule of water has two hydrogen and one oxygen atom. The water in the ice, the water you drink, the water in your house is the same water in the ocean. They all have the same molecules. They all have two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Let's solve this in page 54 and on the other page also 55. Here we have the copper wires, and here we have the water. So here, the copper here is made of what? Do you remember? Made of atoms. Yes, so here we will write atoms. But the water on the other side is made of, do you remember when we said two or more atoms join together, they form something called, yes, molecules. So the water made of molecules because atoms join together to make a molecule for water compound. And here the atoms, single atoms, they just stick together to form copper. How do you know that copper is an element? Why? Think about it. Yes, because the atoms that make up copper, they are all the same. How do we know that this copper is element? Because it has all the atoms here are the same kind. In the other side here, molecules. How do we know that the water molecules for compound? How we know that water is compound? What do you think? How do you know that this molecule that has one red and two blue, they are compound? Because water molecules are made of different atoms are joined together. Because as we said before in the previous slide, that the water made of one oxygen, and each molecule made of one oxygen and two hydrogen. So we call this compound. Okay, grade 6. So here element because it has only one kind of atoms. This is a compound because it's made of different atoms. Okay? Pure substances cannot be broken down by physical changes. The pure substance, like elements and compounds, if you cut them to smaller pieces, this will not change the substance into new substance. So cutting the copper into pieces will not change the copper. It will stay copper but with different shapes. Also freezing water. When we freeze the water compound, it will not change the water molecules. They all are still made of two hydrogen and one oxygen. By freezing the water, putting the liquid water in the freezer and changing it to ice, this will not change water molecules to something else. It will stay water molecules, and it will have the same thing. It will have two hydrogen and one oxygen. We will not change elements and compounds by physical changes. But how we change them? Why physical change doesn't change the compound such as water? Why physical changes doesn't make them to change? Because the chemical bonds, as you remember, that holds atom together cannot be broken down easily. To break the bonds or the connection between atoms, a chemical change is required. When electric current passes through water, it breaks the water molecules and breaks the bonds. Like here. If we have water molecules, give it electricity, and you will break down the bond here, and the bond will break and they will separate. Here we will have the OH alone, and the hydrogen will break down, and this actually is not water anymore. So the only way to change water molecule by chemical change, by giving it electricity or electric current. In this case, you will break down the bonds between the hydrogen and oxygen, and this will result into new substance. Okay. Molecules of elements and compounds. If you remember, we said that molecule has two or more atoms joined together, but we don't mention the type of atoms, if they are the same or different. So a molecule, like here, they all are molecules, but the difference that here we have molecules of elements because atoms are the same, and here we have molecules of compounds because they have different atoms. So when two atoms join together, they make a molecule. This molecule can be element if they are the same atoms, and it can be compounds if they are different atoms. Like here we have a molecule of hydrogen. When two hydrogen atoms bond together, like here they have a bond here, we call this molecule of hydrogen, and the hydrogen is an element. Here, two oxygen together, they make a molecule of oxygen. And this molecule of oxygen is element, for element. Chlorine, also molecule of chlorine, also this is an element because it has the same types of atoms, so this is molecule for element. But here, two hydrogen and one oxygen, this is molecule of water, and water is compound, so molecules of compound. Here we have the hydrogen and chlorine together, they make a hydrogen chloride. This is molecule of compound. Okay, so we have molecules for elements, we have molecules for compounds. The only difference is the type of atoms. If they are the same, will be elements. If they are different, will be compounds. I hope you got this part and you understood this part. This was everything for today, and in the next video we will complete our lesson and solve the questions in the book. So see you soon and take care of yourselves. Love you. Bye bye.